You grew up believing that money solved everything. In your small apartment on the edge of the city, bills piled up faster than you could pay them. Every month felt like a battle. Then one day, an old friend offered you an opportunity. Easy money, he said. At first, you refused, but after seeing the amount of cash he was making, your resistance disappeared. You started small, a few customers, a few sales, nothing major, or at least that's what you told yourself. Soon, the money started pouring in. You bought a new car, you moved into a bigger house, you wore expensive watches and designer clothes. People admired your success. Nobody asked where the money came from, and you never volunteered the answer. Every day, more customers arrived. Some were college students, some were office workers, some were people who looked completely normal. You didn't care. As long as they paid, you sold. Whenever guilt appeared, you pushed it away. It's their choice, you would tell yourself. Months became years. Your operation grew larger. The money became addictive. Then one afternoon, your younger brother called. He sounded excited. He had just started college in another state. You were proud of him. He was the smart one, the one who would make the family proud, the one who stayed away from trouble. A few weeks later, he stopped answering your calls. You assumed he was busy. Then your mother called. She was crying. Your brother had been rushed to a hospital after suffering a drug overdose. The words hit like a truck. You immediately drove to the hospital. When you arrived, doctors were fighting to save his life. Hours later, they delivered the news. He didn't survive. Your world collapsed. At the funeral, you couldn't stop thinking about one question. Where did he get the drugs? A few days later, you found the answer. One of your associates had supplied them. The drugs had passed through your network, your business, your customers, your operation. The same poison you sold to strangers had found its way to your own family. You felt sick. For years, you had convinced yourself that victims were just statistics. Now one of those statistics had your brother's name. You tried shutting everything down. You wanted out, but it was too late. Your partners didn't want to lose money. One of them reported you to authorities to protect himself. Soon, federal agents arrived. Your assets were seized. Your accounts were frozen. Your business disappeared overnight. In court, prosecutors listed countless victims connected to your operation. Families described losing sons, daughters, husbands, and wives. Each story felt like a knife, because now you understood their pain. The judge sentenced you to decades behind bars. As you sat in prison years later, one thought haunted you every day. You spent years destroying other families for profit. Then life returned the same pain to you, not through revenge, not through violence, but through consequences. The very thing you sold to others became the thing that destroyed someone you loved most. And no amount of money could undo it. No amount of regret could bring him back. Every night you stared at the ceiling and remembered the lesson you learned too late. Sometimes the harm you send into the world doesn't disappear. Sometimes it finds its way home.